All right, so I was gone last week, but the week before I was telling you I spent a terrific 5 days with Chevy's new Cruze compact car, compliments of DeNooyer Chevrolet, and it was terrific, first of all, and everybody close to this car is extremely excited about it, and for good reason. And if you go to WKZO.com and go to the media section, you'll see the video there. Just look for the DeNooyer logo and click on that, and you'll see which one we drove and actually hear a little bit about it. And here to tell us why they're so excited about it is Todd DeNooyer from DeNooyer Chevrolet. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, Richard. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. This car, you're having trouble keeping them there.
It's been one of our best-selling cars. We're very excited about the possibilities for the market for this car.
And why? Tell us why.
Well, it's been a game changer. We really didn't have a car that competed at a world-class level like this car till the Cruze came out. And already this year we've sold more Cruzes than we did Cobalts all of last year. So we're excited for it.
Well, it's true that this market segment can be difficult at times for automakers to make money, and so it wasn't always considered a serious segment, but that's changed.
Well, it's a huge segment of the market, and we're not as worried about the ability to make money. We just want to grow our customer base and really have an opportunity to expose people to the new GM products and have an opportunity to grow them in our service department too, and have an opportunity to continue to sell and service them in the future.
Mm-hmm. Who's the one that buys this car?
Well, it's interesting. The demographic is really an under 40 model, but we've really seen the car appeal to all age groups. It's an ideal car as a second car in the garage if you want safety, fuel efficiency, still want stylish appearing in a comfortable ride in a small car.
Yeah, and I can attest to that. You know, I'm used to driving a car with a V6 engine, for example, and occasionally when you put your foot down, you want to know it's gonna be there, the power's gonna be there. And this little car has a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, and it had the get-up when I needed it.
Yeah, it's fun to drive. I'm actually driving the car you drove, and I've enjoyed it immensely. It's good power on the highway, good fuel efficiency. It's really a fun car to drive.
And talk about bells and whistles. We synced my phone to the car. And you may have seen these commercials on television where the young woman is in one place and she's unlocking the car in another place, and the two fellas are standing next to the car watching the buttons go up and down. It's just an example of how technology has become so integrated now. But when you're driving this Cruze, if your phone rings and your phone is synced to the car, what happens, Todd?
Well, basically, it's a hands-free phone call, so it's a lot safer than grabbing your phone call and answering it. So basically what happens is it'll turn the radio down, the phone call will come in, and you can have your conversation on the phone directly. Basically, you just talk into the mirror because that's where the microphone is, and it's just a much safer way to take a phone call but also call out and not have your hands tied up with your handheld device.
It
so
sure
it's
is.
really a better way to go.
Yeah, I went back to my own car and, I have to hold the phone now. So, that is tremendous technology and, as you say, very safe. And speaking of that, when folks think compact car, they might be concerned about safety, but 10 airbags, right?
10 airbags in the car as well as OnStar comes standard. So you have a great network of people behind you if you do have an incident, whether it's a crash or just a service issue that you need help with. That blue button that you can push is a great way to have peace of mind.
Mm-hmm. As you've been driving it, have folks been reacting to it when they see it?
I think people are very surprised that that's a Chevrolet.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of people think that's an import car, and it's a car that I think will compete at every level in the world, and even as a European class car, it's got that look and style to it. So we're excited.
It does, and I tend to react to cars when they look good, and I reacted to that one. There's something about the front of it that it looks kind of I don't want to say mean, but it looks aggressive and ready to go.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sharp.
I've been telling folks that if they're in the market for a compact car, don't buy anything until you've driven this, because we're changing minds about Chevy, aren't we?
We have, and it's interesting. We've seen a completely different customer come through the door. We're seeing more imports than we ever have as trade-ins because of this car. So I think from a marketing standpoint, it's done its job in appealing to a broader spectrum than just the domestic buyer. We are seeing the import buyer come in today too.
And some folks at this market segment, especially, I think, are looking for fuel economy. Here we are. What are we today? $3.50 a gallon at least. And so maybe some folks are thinking about it more than they were before. There's an opportunity to really save a few pennies as far as fuel economy.
Exactly. The base models get 36 miles to the gallon. We also have what's called an eco model that will get 42 miles to the gallon. And that's hybrid range, really, for a lot of folks that would normally look to buy a hybrid to get that kind of fuel economy. You don't have to and spend that extra money. You could get the eco model, the Cruze, and enjoy a fuel efficiency up to 42 miles per gallon on the highway. That's great.
How do they do it?
Well, it's a combination of things. It's lower resistance tires. They have some fins in the front grille that close as you get up to highway speed, so it increases the aerodynamics and the efficiency there. So, and the rest of it's pretty much just the way they modify the engine to get the better fuel efficiency. It's basically the same car, just with some different content.
How interesting. And I would imagine that that's something that GM's probably looking at in other models too, that just some small things can make changes.
Exactly. I think we'll see a lot of the technology that's in this car in the next GM products that come to market over the next 18 months. So we're excited for that. Well,
it's interesting because I drove it a week before last, and then I went off on a trip and I drove by Lordstown, Ohio, where they build it. And they have a huge banner on the side of the factory with a picture of the Cruze. They're very proud of it, and obviously they should be.
Yeah, and that's a great thing that it is built local. We're getting them every day, and we, as you mentioned, we could always use more because they are selling well.
All right, well, check them out at DeNooyer Chevrolet on Stadium west of 131. Todd DeNooyer, thank you so much.
Richard, thank you so much. It was my pleasure.